Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have another update on where is patch 1.7.3 and kind of more information from the devs on what's going on and what we can see in the patches to come. So you have quite a bit of dev replies here. Let's go through them, let's talk about them, and go from there. Like always, first link down below in the description is a playlist to the most up-to-date Bannerlord guides, news, all that stuff. Go check that out. First link in the description. Let's get right to it. All right. So first we have a person asking, hey, is there an update this week? And the dev replies, this was a little bit earlier this week, but it's still relevant. They state that there is a national holiday in Turkey this week, which is where the headquarters are at, obviously, of Tail Worlds. And they say there won't be a patch this and likely not next week either. All right. So for everyone, you know, the past video, if you guys seen the past video, which came out about, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, like I said before, it will probably be another week or two for the patch to come out, because they did state that 1.7.3 was in the testing phase, which is pretty much means all the changes were added. They just need to test it and make sure it works, and if it doesn't work, they need to go back, fix it, and keep testing it until it works, right? And I told you this might take a week, this might take two, but I did not account for this holiday, which I did not know of. You know, obviously I don't live in Turkey, so I'm not, you know, up to date on all this stuff, but it does make sense. If there is a national holiday, obviously they're going to have it off. They're going to go enjoy it with their families. That's how life works. And obviously, like they say, not next week either, because, you know, you just get off a holiday. You know, you might want to take it a little bit slower. Some people might have a more extended holiday. Again, it happens. You know, it's okay for everyone who's, you know, going crazy. I know people, normal people aren't going crazy, but the more hardcore, I want to say, forum users, or, you know, I'm not even going to go through with some of the stuff that they said here because I kind of skimmed through it, but the patch will probably be here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's my opinion, right? Obviously, like they say, this week is over as this video is coming out. It's probably going to come out on a Saturday or Sunday, and or Friday, somewhere along those lines. But next week, like they state right here, it's not going to come either. So expect it in 2 to 3 weeks is my honest opinion. I think once they get back to the office and everyone gets back to the office sometime next week, I feel like they're going to finish up the testing phase. And depending if there's bugs or not, again, it might be out at the beginning of the week after next, or in 2 weeks if they still have more testing to do. It happens. That's what you have to go through a patch to make it playable. You know, it is what it is. Now let's keep reading on what else they have to say. So they're replying to some of the people here who are making, you know, their classic, oh no, the patch has been so long, this and that. The devs reply by saying the last patch was in March. Not a new patch. Not that a new patch would not be nice, and pretty much that's what every dev wants to see. Obviously, for people who are conflicted about it, the devs also like when new patches come out. You know what I mean? It's not like they're against the game getting new patches. You know what I mean? That's literally their job. So, you know, if they didn't like it, they wouldn't be doing their job, if that kind of makes sense. Then we have some more information about certain changes, possible changes and all that. Let's get right to it. So a player states the stalemate is due. This is actually in relevance to what's it called? How snowballing works. Snowballing, for if you don't know what that means, pretty much when the game first came out, there was a very hardcore snowballing problem where if you leave kingdoms to just do their own thing for, let's say, 20 in-game years, the same kingdom, which was usually the Khazaits, would always just take over the whole map. Some kingdoms would always die out, like the Sturgians and stuff of that nature. As time went on, as patches got better, and as more changes happened to how kingdoms and AI works, snowballing became a lot better. Obviously, there's still issues. There's always going to be issues, I feel, in my opinion. But it's gotten a lot better, and kingdoms are holding up. But now there is a problem where there's a lot of stalemate. There's a lot of a problem with poor, clan management for the AI. A lot of them go broke. The tribute system's a little bit, you know, kind of a little bit messed up. So there's still problems, like I said. But he's pretty much referring to this, the player right over here. He's been doing a lot of work with the devs as well, so shout out to him. He's always been showing like a lot of stats like this. I'm not gonna go over all of them, but I am gonna link this down below if you guys want to go check it out for yourself. But as you can see, he's going through a lot of stuff on how stuff works after 20 years of in-game time. As you can see, it's still pretty even, which is good. But again, there's still other problems that come with that. But all right, so he states this stalemate is due to the fact that the AI are now good enough at defending their own land. Like I said before, they weren't, but now they are. Until they start to run into financial trouble due to the tributes/mercenary payments. There you go. After about 10 years, kingdoms will start to falter and lose territory. Mind you, not very fast, but by 20 years, you will start to see dead kingdoms. Which is, like I said, it's actually a very good improvement, but then again, it still needs work. Because back in the day, like, I want to say like maybe like close to maybe like a year and a half ago, kingdoms would die out literally probably like the first couple of years of in-game time. So it's gotten a lot better, but there's still problems. Sorry for, keep fixing my voice. I recently lost my voice, but, it's slowly coming back. I just need to keep, going. Just, got to do what I got to do. The dev replies, says, like you said, some improvements and fixes have been made to the defensive AI and related aspects of the game, most of which should have happened pre 1.7.2. However, even if things look good on abstract paper, it may not be ideal for players, or at least some of them, given that playthroughs can vary significantly due to non-deterministic. Is that a word? Hold on. Deterministic. Yeah, that is a word. Jesus, that word took me out, man. Non-deterministic nature of the sandbox. Okay, so what they're stating is pretty much, some people have shorter playthroughs, some people have longer playthroughs. It all depends on the play style. Okay. Then he says, for those that care about this topic, we are working on further improvements to the army and party AI, dealing with starvation, poor siege performance, aka many attempts, few victories. Okay, so good. They're still working on it. Obviously, I would expect them to keep working on stuff like this. It is, like I said, a couple problems. Money management is still a problem. Starvation is still a problem. And obviously, siege performance, because a lot of the times the AI will try to siege a specific castle or town so many times and still always fail, and not a lot of progress would be done. Alrighty. Then we have another player saying they should have a sunk cost fallacy in their programming. Okay. And then the dev states, sunk cost fallacy. What in the world is that? Listen. Why are we using all these bits? Okay, sunk cost fallacy. Okay, so sunk cost fallacy is the phenomenon whereby a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy of course of action because they have invested heavily into it, even when it is clear the abandonment would be more beneficial. So he's saying they should have that. So they should actually not abandon a strategy because they've invested so much into it, is pretty much what he's saying. I'm guessing he's talking about sieges, right? So if the AI has invested so much in sieges, into the siege of, let's say, one castle, and kept failing, they're still going to keep doing it, even though abandoning it will probably be more beneficial. Okay. But the dev states, as far as I know, they already do. One issue is with wasteful behavior that causes the margins to be tight too often, gathering at a point unrelated to the target. This is my understanding of it anyways. Okay, so he states they kind of do. So I'm guessing in the code somewhere, depending on how many times they've sieged a specific, let's say, castle or town, if they've lost a lot of times, they might want to attack it more, if that kind of makes sense. They kind of have like this little, maybe scale, maybe number. I don't know exactly how that works, but the dev says they kind of have something of that nature. Okay. Then we have another person asking a question. Have you considered having siege gear go into the reserve by default so the AI can deploy a full array at once, as the player does, to get around the issue of the AI building and losing its siege gear and never attacking because of this loop? Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think that would be kind of a cool change. But then the AI would have to also that's a difficult change, because obviously if then the AI has to kind of like strategically pick when it's going to deploy all four, and then obviously you still have to build up for those all four. But I do agree that the current system where, once you beat the initial buildup of the AI that the AI has for its castle defenses, obviously pre-siege whenever you're, building your equipment. Once you get past like the initial advantage that they have, they just keep popping up like one catapult there and you just instantly destroy it and then you just continue, if that kind of makes sense. So it would be cool if they can kind of tweak it to the point where it could be more dynamic and not just, same old every time you do a siege. That would be kind of cool. But the dev states, they say, I know this siege tactics are being looked at though. I think other changes are further ahead and have an impact by themselves. Okay, so he states that there will probably be siege tactics for the AI in the future, but there are things that are going to be in the nearer future that will impact pretty much this thing that we're talking about, right? But it might not be exactly what we're talking about. Okay, we'll see how that works. Then we have another player asking, I think it's the last one. He states, also, will there be any possibility for reshade/rework of the world map? There were some suggestions about this, and we were told that developers will look at it, but nothing changed since then. All right, dev states, yes, the world map is continuously being worked on. When exactly color grading? Okay, I think you meant to say what? What exactly color grading and atmosphere changes may come? I cannot say. Oh no, when exactly? Okay. So there could be, but they're not sure. So they're not working on it currently, is what they're saying. It could, it may, but they are not sure yet. I think that'd be pretty cool as well. I don't know exactly how you would reshade it and rework it. To be honest with you, if you turn down your graphics settings, like from low all the way to like whatever the highest tier is, each one makes the map look a little bit different. You know what I mean? Obviously, because they have to, take some stuff off if you go all the way to the lowest setting and add more stuff if you go to the highest setting. So you can't play around with that, and it will actually change how your world map looks. But yeah, there it is. I don't want to talk too much more because my voice is giving out already. But there you go. So again, just to recap, 1.7.3. Probably not going to see it for another 2 or 3 weeks. It is what it is. It's okay. Everyone's going to be okay. Sometimes you got to wait for stuff. Hey, if they have a holiday, let them enjoy it. Let them celebrate. Relax. It is what it is. In terms of changes, we didn't get too much, like concrete information on what's coming, but some things that obviously are being worked on that we kind of can expect. Obviously, better party AI and army AI dealing with starvation. We've already seen changes to it, but we're going to see more changes. Better siege performance, which is good. We need a lot better siege performance from the AI. I do like to see when the AI actually takes territory and actually, pushes forward. When they just stay static and only take like one castle every 2-3 in-game years, it gets kind of boring. Obviously, I like to see some dynamic, pushes and stuff like that. I think that'd be very good to see. Nothing too crazy like how it used to be, where one kingdom would always dominate. But if you can occasionally see this kingdom start taking power over a certain region, I think it would be a cool addition. Other than that, what's it called? What else do we have? Siege tactics. We'll see what they have in stores for us in terms of the different type of changes that they're going to do that has an impact on the siege tactics. And world map, I don't think it's coming anytime soon, if there even is anything, but we will see. Alrighty, boys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the updates, and I will see y'all in the next one. By the way, go check out the link. First link. Come on. Do it right now. Come on. Alrighty. I'll see y'all.